Gotta say, I've been looking for my next great anime addiction for quite some time. I'm deeply into Demon Slayer, I am super hooked on Jujutsu Kaisen, I love Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, but not since Attack on Titan have I been so addicted to an anime that I want to watch them all and then watch more.
I came here to eat ass and watch anime.
Oh no.
And I just finished One Piece.
After many glowing reviews and recommendations, I may have found that new anime addiction. I'm Troy from Arcs on Anime, and today we're talking about Kaiju number 8. Now, let's get into it. Kaiju number 8 is an anime based on a manga that started in July of 2020. The anime itself is going on right now and actually started back in April. I had heard various rumblings about this show across the weeb spaces on the internet. My wife and I had honestly been looking for our next anime addiction, and I know she really loves things like Godzilla, King Kong, Pacific Rim, etc. So we gave this one a try. I'll just say, it didn't disappoint.
Shut up and take my money!
Then, right out of the gate, you're punched in the ears and the face with this little number from Youngblood.
I've seen hell rise out of your eyes.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Then, one of my wife's favorite bands, One Republic, does the closing theme.
Nobody got you the way I do.
Not since Attack on Titan or Parasite the Maxim have we not skipped the intros. Occasionally during Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, I'd be in the mood to hear that theme. The second opening for Fire Force and the first opening for Seraph of the End go pretty hard. But the intro for Kaiju number 8 is just on another level, both with the song and the visuals.
Is it a banger?
It should be a crime to skip this intro.
Jail. Right away. No trial, no nothing.
Just to quickly tell you what it's about, we're in a version of Japan that constantly gets attacked by gigantic kaiju. I know, shocker.
I'm shocked.
If you don't know what a kaiju is, it's pretty much just a giant monster. Again, think of things like Godzilla, King Kong, Pacific Rim, and Rampage. The main character, Kafka Hibino, is an incredibly average, in no way extraordinary, kind of dorky 32-year-old man.
That's some pretty dark stuff.
That works for the kaiju cleanup crew. Besides that last part, it pretty much describes me. You don't think about it, but after those giant kaiju were killed in the city, they need disposed of. He wanted to be on the defense force, but washed out and aged out. A new young crewman, Reno Ichikawa, gets his life saved by Kafka, and in return, Reno lets him know that they've upped the age for tryouts for the defense force to 33. So this can be Kafka's last shot. Reno also wants to try out, so they'll motivate each other. Well, while in the hospital recovering from the kaiju attack that Kafka saved Reno from, a small, flying kaiju appears and dives into Kafka's mouth, making Kafka ingest him.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Blech. This turns Kafka into a kaiju himself, but he's basically himself under the kaiju exterior. Later on, he realizes that he can switch back and forth between kaiju and human so as not to be caught by the defense force and killed.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
As I mentioned, Kafka is insanely average and is aging, so he's the weakest person trying out for the defense force. Instead of using his strength on the battlefield, he utilizes his knowledge of the kaiju anatomy from having to tear them apart and clean them up for years to help out his crew members. There's a prodigy, Kikoru Shinamiya, that I'll refrain from giving any spoilers about, but she's got an interesting backstory and becomes integral moving forward. Kafka is also wanting to quickly advance in the defense force because he grew up with one of the ranking officers, Mina Ashiro, but quickly surpassed Kafka. Mina feels abandoned by Kafka, and Kafka feels like he needs to catch up with his old friend to earn her respect again.
If I keep my body moving and my mind occupied at all times, I will avoid falling into a bottomless pit of despair.
There's more to it and many different cool characters, but that's the main gist. Just to quickly go over an article from Screen Rant, if you thought some parts of this plot sound familiar to another insanely popular, now wrapped up anime, you're not the only one. Another new Crunchyroll anime is the perfect Attack on Titan replacement every fan should be watching.
Yup!
Kaiju number 8, the latest hit anime from Crunchyroll, draws notable comparisons to Attack on Titan. Both series feature worlds plagued by giant man-eating monsters and protagonists who can transform into those creatures to battle on equal footing.
I am the Messiah!
While Kaiju number 8 is set in a more realistic environment, it retains the gritty action horror elements that made Attack on Titan popular. Kaiju number 8's aesthetic and narrative style closely mirror those of Attack on Titan, making it a compelling watch for fans for the latter. There's something the kaiju actually says before diving into Kafka's mouth, and another character in the show that adds a big element of mystery to the kaiju, much like the Titans. Also, we haven't been told yet where the kaiju are even coming from.
Spoilers.
Produced by Production IG and based on Nao Matsumoto's manga, as I mentioned earlier, Kaiju number 8 boasts stellar visuals akin to Attack on Titan's renowned art and animation, ensuring a visually captivating experience.
A blessing from the Lord.
It's not just in the opening video, but yes, the show looks, in layman's terms, very cool.
Cool.
The story, though slightly more lighthearted, shares the same intense action and character-driven plotlines, which I ran down earlier. It's definitely more comedic than Attack on Titan. So far, it's a tad more silly, more on par with other popular shonen animes, and while it's by nature a fairly sad story, they make it more lighthearted and less of a drama.
Which was the style at the time?
This balance of lightheartedness and serious themes offer a fresh yet familiar experience, for the most part, effectively filling the void left by Attack on Titan's conclusion. My wife and I are filthy casuals that hate reading subtitles while we're relaxing, trying to be entertained by a good anime, so we only watch dubbed shows.
Ew.
So we're having to wait a little while until we can get back into our other addiction, Demon Slayer, as they haven't told us yet when the new dubbed shows are coming. Lesai. But in the meantime, Kaiju number 8 is fantastic. To see what others think, Internet Movie Database, aka IMDb, gives Kaiju number 8 an 8.4 out of 10, IGN rates it an 8 out of 10, and my anime list gives it a 7.73 out of 10. I think that's a little harsh. If I had to give it a rating so far, I'd say 8 out of 10 is very fair. It's not the greatest, it's not as good as Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you?
But it's quickly climbing my rankings ladder and becoming one of my favorite animes. Episode 7 dropped this past Saturday, May 25th, and a new episode comes out on June 1st.
You're excited? Feel these nipples!
Comment with your thoughts. Have you seen Kaiju number 8? How do you feel about it? Do you agree that it's got a lot of similarities to Attack on Titan? Have you heard of Kaiju number 8? Are you going to watch it now that I've hyped it up for you? Do you watch anime subbed or dubbed? Let me know down in the comment section. As always, the link to the article I covered can be found in the video description. Also, please share this video around to everyone you know, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that little bell to be notified every time we post brand new content. I've been Troy from Marks on Anime, and we'll see you next time.